To maintain global security, the United States and NATO rely on a multi-billion-dollar network of early warning radars and interceptor batteries. This defensive network operates on a specific assumption that a Russian ICBM will travel along a predictable parabolic arc over the North Pole. Because this path is fixed by physics, radar cones provide the minutes required to calculate an interception and launch a counter-missile. The system is effective, but its success depends on the adversary following this established, predictable path. On May 12, 2026, the Kremlin conducted a test designed to render those defensive calculations obsolete. After years of delays and a 2024 silo explosion, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced the successful flight of the RS-28 Sarmat, known as Satan II. The Sarmat is not a standard upgrade. It is a weapon specifically engineered to bypass the detection logic that Western defense shields are built upon. Evasion begins at ignition. The Sarmat features an abbreviated boost phase, reaching its cruise altitude much faster than previous generations. By shortening the time the engines are burning, the missile reduces the window that Western infrared satellites have to detect the thermal bloom of the launch. Once the missile clears the atmosphere, it utilizes an operational range reported to exceed 35,000 kilometers. This suborbital capability allows the Sarmat to avoid the North Pole and instead traveled a long way around, crossing over the South Pole. This southern route completely bypasses the early warning radar arrays the US and NATO positioned to face the Arctic. By the time sensors in the southern hemisphere could identify the threat, the time remaining for a defensive response is drastically reduced. The missile's physical scale presents a second challenge for defenders. It measures 35 meters in length and weighs approximately 208 tons. Within its 10-ton payload capacity, the Sarmat carries up to 15 independent warheads mixed with electronic decoys and countermeasures designed to clutter defensive radar screens. This payload is also compatible with the Avangard hypersonic glide vehicle. Unlike a standard warhead falling in a predictable arc, these gliders skip along the upper atmosphere at extreme speeds, making erratic maneuvers impossible to plot in advance. Current interceptors rely on hitting a target with a stable, calculated path. They are not designed to chase a maneuvering target moving at hypersonic speeds. For military planners, the combination of a southern approach, multiple warheads, and hypersonic maneuvering makes a 100% successful interception statistically improbable. The timing of the May 12th test, occurring just after Russia's Victory Day, was a calculated demonstration of military strength intended for a global audience. Outside analysts suggest this display serves to draw focus away from the conventional military difficulties currently facing Russian forces in Ukraine. It also serves as a warning directed specifically at the NATO nations providing military and strategic support to Kyiv. Beyond the messaging, the test validates the Sarmat as the new centerpiece of the Russian nuclear arsenal, marking the beginning of the phase-out for the aging Soviet R-36M2 missiles. The Russian Strategic Missile Forces have confirmed that the first regiment of Sarmats will be placed into active combat service at the Uzhur base in Siberia by the end of 2026. The deployment of the RS-28 Sarmat forces a re-evaluation of Western defensive strategy. If a missile can bypass the shield entirely, the strategic focus must shift away from interception and back toward the fundamental balance of retaliatory power.
Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more content. See you in the next video.